Hi guys, I decided to do a little impromptu live chat. This one wasn't scheduled. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be talking about, but yeah, I figured I would just pop on and say hello. If you are out there, I welcome you to join me so that we can have a little bit of friendly discussion. Maybe I'll do a giveaway. We'll see. So I just wanted to come see how everyone's doing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see the comments live. As we know, that happened during my last two chats where I couldn't. So we'll see. If you hear any weird noises in the background, my dogs are eating. I figured if I fed them during the chat, they might be too focused on their food to annoy me the whole time. So if you're on, say hi, leave a comment. Maybe I can see it. If not, I have my trusty laptop here that I can check the comments on there. I will just chat for a little bit until I start to get any questions or comments. I'm here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I see that Jen said hi. Hi, Jen. I'm not able to see it on my phone again for some reason. I don't know why this is happening, but I am able to see it on my laptop, so keep the comments and questions coming. Hope you're well, Jen. Anyway, guys, I'm in Pittsburgh, PA, and we were supposed to be getting snowmageddon, you know, with the snowstorm, but unfortunately for the kiddos that were hoping for a snow day, it didn't quite happen. My husband teaches 5th grade at an elementary school locally, so I think him and some other teachers were also disappointed that a snow day didn't happen, not just the kids. But yeah, the weather's been really weird this year. This fall and winter have been really tough on me and a lot of other people in Western PA that have issues with chronic pain. I know personally many friends and family members who have pain issues have been suffering a lot this year, especially this fall and winter. So if this has also been a tough season for any of you, I am sorry and I'm with you. You're certainly not alone. I was on a We Go Health chat on Twitter earlier today, and some of us were kind of commiserating about how trying the winter weather is sometimes for those of us with pain conditions. Anyway, excuse my appearance today. I did throw on some lip gloss for you guys, but otherwise no makeup, and I did not wash my hair today, as you can tell. That's the life of a chronically ill spoonie. I do apologize. Oh good, I got some other comments here. So no, we got a little bit of snow, maybe, I'm looking out the window, maybe an inch and a half. They were calling for, I think around 6 inches or so here in Pittsburgh. Now, some parts of central and eastern PA, I think, maybe got slammed by the winter weather. Yeah, I see Janet said, same thing in Philly, lots of snow there. I had actually called a senator's office today about something, and they're located in Philadelphia, and his office was closed today because of inclement weather. But it's interesting, you know, a lot of places where they were calling for the storm, it didn't get hit. I was just talking to a colleague prior to this at the autoimmune registry. He's in New York City, and they didn't get that much, at least not what was expected. But a friend of mine from New York has also, you know, said they're snowed in. So I don't know. I think different areas. Oh, there's Brutus, of course. He just got done eating, and now he wants to say hi to you guys. Oh wow, you got over 12 inches in Eastern PA. Well, that's crazy. Like what a difference it is from one side of the state to the other. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking outside. There's a little bit of snow coming down, nothing absurd. My sidewalk and my driveway are barely covered. I mean, it's not even a, we didn't have to shovel or salt or do anything. It's just a dusting. Oh, see, I'm getting lots of comments where people are getting anywhere from 6 to 12 inches of snow. I guess we kind of lucked out here in Pittsburgh, although I wouldn't have minded. I wouldn't have minded a snow day. We haven't had like a real Pittsburgh winter, and you know, when Pittsburgh winters go on too long, where it's just endless blizzards and snowstorms, it gets old. But you know, when you're used to having all 4 seasons and you're used to having winter, sometimes a little snowstorm, as long as it's not catastrophic or damaging in any way, it's sometimes nice and cozy, and you feel a little bit nostalgic for childhood when you used to go sled riding and have hot chocolate and snow days at school. And this year, it just felt weird. It didn't even really feel like a winter in the sense of the weather, but the climate has been tough. I mean, I've still had a ton of pain, more so than usual. And I think it's because it has been so mild, and you know, we have days where it's fluctuated so much, where it's been almost 70 degrees one day, and 24 hours later, or not even 24 hours later, it's snowing. So like with me, and I know every person's body is different, but for me, I do well with consistency. So while personally I would prefer warm, sunny weather, you know, even if it was snowy, I'd be okay after that initial shock to my system if it stayed cold and snowy. You know, even though I would prefer sunshine, it's the constant up and down, the variations in temperature, the variations in weather, all the climate changes, the barometric pressure changes, humidity changes, all of that, and like these cold fronts and warm fronts kind of battling each other. I mean, that's what, personally, that's what my body cannot tolerate and doesn't do well with. Sorry, I'm moving a news alert that popped up on my screen. I'm sure a lot of you are getting a ton of news alerts lately with everything that's going on with healthcare and so many different things. I know that all the March Madness news alerts are going to start soon too. I filled out a bracket today. My brother, for anyone that's interested, is doing a March Madness bracket, but it's a fundraiser, so it's a pool, you know, on Yahoo Sports. But he and his wife, they raise funds very frequently in memory of their best friend who lost his battle with cancer at age, I think he was 23 years old. And they also now do it in memory of my grandfather, who also died of cancer. So if any of you are into that and you want to join our March Madness fundraiser, let me know. We do it for other sports too, like Super Bowl blocks and things like that. So if that interests anyone, let me know. Now I'm going to refresh and check out some of your comments. Let's see. Oh, wow. Yeah, so I'm seeing like, well, of course, let's see. It's never easy. They never show up in order. So, oh, you got over 12 inches in eastern PA, lots of snow in Philly. Let's see. Jen, you're in Texas. They haven't had snow in 2 years. It's funny though, because people don't think about Texas or like western states or southern states really getting snow ever. But my family lives, some of my family lives in Nevada, in Las Vegas, and they've actually seen snow. And it's pretty funny to see the famous "Welcome to Las Vegas" sign covered in snow. So it is interesting to hear places like Texas and Nevada getting snow. Oh, Alice said she's 90 miles from Cuba. Oh, so do you live in Key West, Alice? I didn't know that. Key West, if that is where you live, which if you're 90 miles from Cuba, I assume it is, but I could be wrong. Just so you know, Alice, Key West is one of my favorite places. I've only been there once. I would absolutely love to go back. I was there for work. I was there with a company that was promoting some of the restaurants and bars and tourism attractions in Key West. And they flew me and some girlfriends down there to do basically like promo work and spokesmodel type work. And I fell in love with it. I would love to go back. My husband and I visit Florida almost every year, and sometimes more than once a year, all different parts of Florida. He used to live there, but he's never been to Key West, so I've often wanted to go back, especially because I am fascinated by Ernest Hemingway and his wives, his many wives, the whole Hemingway story and legacy as a writer and a bookworm. I love it. I've recently been reading a lot about Ernest Hemingway and his wives and F. Scott Fitzgerald. So I drove past his house when I was in Key West, but I would love to actually do more of a tour relating to Mr. Hemingway. Sorry, I got off on a tangent there, Alice, but when you said you're 90 miles from Cuba, I just assumed you're in Key West. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I would hope that you guys didn't get snow. Guys, for those of you who don't know, Alice that's on this chat here, if you're still on there, Alice, I'm not sure, she volunteers at the autoimmune registry who I work with, and so that's a good opportunity. Oh yeah, she said she is in the Keys. That's awesome. Kind of jealous. But yeah, so we work with the autoimmune registry, and it's a wonderful organization. We're really trying to spread awareness about autoimmune diseases and increase funding for autoimmune disease research, improve prevalence statistics, and decrease diagnosis time, and really just allow patients and researchers and doctors to learn more about autoimmunity. I mean, someday it would be an ideal goal and dream, and it's a lofty one, a pie in the sky kind of moonshot thing, but we would love to help be a catalyst in the process of eventually maybe finding a cure, or at least finding what the underlying root cause of autoimmunity is and how to treat it. So if you guys want to be of any help in that area, you can donate monetarily to the autoimmune registry. We're a certified 501c3 nonprofit. You can donate money online. You can fill out the registry by being a participant. You just go to autoimmuneregistry.org and answer some simple questions. If you have any trouble with the survey, let me know. It's pretty easy to fill out. It does take a minute to load, so be patient when you get to that page. What else? You can like the autoimmune registry on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And we also are always looking for board members and volunteers to help us out. So get in touch if you want to learn more about the autoimmune registry. Let's see. Refreshing the comments. It's so annoying that I can't see comments on my phone anymore. So I have to keep refreshing my Facebook page on my laptop, which is also giving me technical difficulties. I have a MacBook, and over the weekend, one of the speakers randomly went out, so that wasn't fun. But it could be worse. My microwave could be spying on me. Sorry guys, I had to inject a bit of humor there. If you understand the reference, great. If not, sorry, I'm not getting into it. I'm avoiding politics for the rest of the day, so I don't even want to joke about things too much. Let's see. Does anyone have any questions for me? I really prefer answering questions to just talking. I'll happily talk because I always have stuff to talk about. But I want questions. So if anyone has them, shoot them at me. Let's see. Refreshing. Thank you, Alice. Alice said that she's referring to the autoimmune registry. She's saying that the survey itself is easy, quick, and will help us all, so please take a minute. Like I said, super easy to join the registry. Just fill out the survey at autoimmuneregistry.org. Oh, cool. We have a couple of viewers from South Africa. Hi, Jenny, I'm sorry, and hi, Charlene. Sorry, my computer's kind of far away from me, so I'm having to lean in even though I have my glasses on. I guess that's a sign my eyes are bad. How cool to have viewers from South Africa. Hi, guys. I'd love to go to South Africa someday. I've never been actually really outside the United States, other than I was in Niagara Falls once in Canada as an 8th grader. We took a field trip. My husband and I, Mike, we are going to Montreal, Canada, in April. So that'll be fun. We'll probably visit Quebec and maybe Toronto while we're out there, depending on how much, or while we're up there, I should say, depending on how much driving we want to do. But I would love to travel the world someday. I don't think it's going to happen, but if I ever hit the Powerball, maybe I will come to see you guys in South Africa. Do we have any other international viewers? If so, please say hi. In the meantime, I think I got a couple questions here. Like I said, guys, this is weird and it doesn't always show me the questions in order, so let me go back and check. I want to say someone asked me about my thoughts on medical marijuana. Yeah. So Ashley Smith said, what are your thoughts on medical marijuana? I have no problem with it. To be honest with you, I should probably be clear that and this might offend some people, but I have no problem with marijuana, period. Even legalizing it for recreational use. I know that might be controversial to even say, but you know, there's a lot of studies that indicate that, you know, things like alcohol and nicotine, and my guess is probably some of the foods we eat and some of the drugs that we're prescribed every day are more dangerous and addictive and potentially harmful than marijuana. So, you know, while I wouldn't like promote it to people to use it recreationally, it is not legal everywhere. It doesn't bother me to the level that it bothers some people, and I think I would be more against cigarettes than marijuana. Honestly, there, I said it. Now, and I'm just talking even recreationally. Now, medically, I hugely support it medically. I can understand states not wanting to legalize it for recreational use. That's fine. That's up to each state. That is their prerogative. It is what it is. You know, I'm a law-abiding citizen. But I think it's ridiculous that if people believe or feel that medical marijuana could help their pain or anxiety or chemo side effects or other drug side effects or nausea or whatever the case may be, I think it's insane that it wouldn't be legalized. And I think part of why that is because of greed. And that's again, my personal opinion. You know, we're all entitled to our personal opinion, and mine is that I think a lot of pharmaceutical companies make more money off of other pharmaceutical drugs and fear that medical marijuana will have some patients going off of their medications and using that instead, and they maybe can't figure out how to monetize it as much as some of their drugs. So I think that because there are so many lobbyists that are a part of Big Pharma, that it's part of why it's not legal across the boards for medical use. But taking the politics out of it and the legality out of it, I did an extensive, heavily researched article for this on healthline.com. You can find it probably by Googling my name, Ashley Boynes Shuck, and then typing in medical marijuana. It's on Healthline, and I interviewed a number of patients and doctors and sourced a bunch of articles from studies, you know, medical studies, medical research, you know, abstracts from medical journals all about medical marijuana. And this article is probably at this point 2 or 3 years old, so some of the information might be outdated, but a lot of it is probably still relevant and pertinent. So you can look that up for more fact-based arguments, but if you're asking just for my personal opinion and my personal thoughts, I have no problem with it. I don't want to open up a can of worms with this next comment, but I think it's probably safer than opioids and narcotics and pain pills. I'm not against them before anyone rips my head off, but I think they're overprescribed, highly addictive, and sometimes dangerous. And I think if patients had other options, maybe like medical marijuana, that the opioid epidemic may be less of a problem in this country. So while I'm not against those drugs, I wish there were more alternatives for treating and managing pain aside from opiates, and I think that maybe medical marijuana could be one of those options. So I'm open to it. I personally, as a patient, would probably, sorry, my hair is like a disaster, and I'm trying to make it look less like a disaster, but when you didn't wash it and it's all curly and messy, it is what it is. You know, as a patient, personally, I would feel safer utilizing marijuana for medical reasons if it was regulated, you know, because I wouldn't then be worried about it being laced with something or harmful in any way. I feel like I would be more comfortable if it was controlled and done above board and legally and everything like that. But at the same time, when all those regulations come in and people are trying to make money off of it, I worry that it'll become so altered by man and by the whole pharmaceutical process that it might actually lose some of its kind of natural healing benefits. So, you know, whatever your stance on it is, I think that it should be one of those things that you don't have to do it if you don't like it. You know, it's like if you don't like marijuana, don't smoke it. Just like I could say for a number of other issues. If you don't like it, don't do it, but I don't know whose place it really is to ever judge, you know, other people. If it helps them find relief and it helps them, you know, get a respite from pain and sickness, then let them do their thing, especially if you live in a state where it's legal. I just don't see the problem with people doing things that are legal to alleviate their pain. Jen Miller asked me, what's the best natural remedy that you can recommend for pain? Best natural remedy, my opinion is that turmeric is great for reducing inflammation. So whether it's a turmeric supplement or a turmeric blend supplement, turmeric tea, there's a great turmeric ginger tea from Trader Joe's that's nice, as well as some anti-inflammatory turmeric teas on Amazon. I love Epsom salts, so Epsom salt baths, especially if the Epsom salts have like lavender or eucalyptus or menthol in them, that's great. Deep Blue Rub, it's by doTERRA. It's an essential oil-based topical lotion. Amazing. I can't say enough about it. I do sell it, so I have to disclose that I am a doTERRA wellness consultant. But again, the reason I got into selling doTERRA essential oils is because I'm obsessed with essential oils. I use them all the time. I sometimes will even buy them if they're not doTERRA. Don't tell anybody. I love them, and I think they have such wonderful healing benefits. Huge fan of aromatherapy. But as far as pain relief specifically goes, Deep Blue Rub is probably the best one from doTERRA. You can buy it in oil form, but like what I'm talking about is so you can get the Deep Blue Rub in oil form. There's also a roll-on, but I like the lotion, the ointment. It's called Deep Blue Rub. What other natural remedies do I like? Well, I'm a fan of, like I said, aromatherapy. So I'm a fan of Monk Aromatherapy, MONQ. Monk are personal aromatherapy diffusers. They kind of look like a vape pen, but there's no smoke or toxic harmful chemicals or nicotine or tobacco or anything addictive. It's just kind of vaporized, compressed essential oils. So I like Monk. They're called personal aromatherapy diffusers, therapeutic air. And I like Tespo vitamins. It's a liquid vitamin dispenser, kind of like the Keurig for vitamins. I use both of those. I don't sell either of those, but I promote them a lot because I use them and I love them. The only thing I sell is doTERRA essential oils and my books. Anything else that I recommend is just because I like it. Let's see. Oh, the Fascia Blaster is another thing that I use, that I like, that I promote. Don't sell it. I don't sell it. I don't get kickbacks from them. I just really like it. It's from Ashley Black, a woman who had juvenile idiopathic arthritis and a hip replacement and a bone infection and all this other stuff, and she has RA, and she designed the Fascia Blaster, and it's basically kind of like a roller that you use on your fascia and your muscles to kind of get out some of the for lack of a better term, the cobwebs that are in there that can develop with RA and other musculoskeletal conditions. Don't be alarmed if you get a fascia blaster and it causes some bruising. That's a pretty common side effect from it. However, if you have a clotting disorder, be careful. Maybe don't try it if you have a clotting disorder. But some bruising is normal with the fascia blaster. What else do I like that's natural? There's a supplement called Baluch lumbrokinase. It's usually used for circulation. You spell it, I want to say B-O-L-O-U-K-E is the first word, Baluch. The second part of it is lumbrokinase, L-U-M-B-R-O-K-I-N-A-S-E. I don't care what brand you use. I use a brand called, I think it's called Canada RNA. It's like a, I don't know if that's the brand. I think it's Canada RNA. If you Google it or look it up on Amazon, there's only a few companies that make Baluch supplements. The company I use, I was told actually by a rheumatologist that it's the best one. So that's why I use that. And it, like I said, it was originally for circulatory, like cardiovascular stuff, but a rheumatologist in DC recommended it to me for RA, and I really like it. Do you see my Doberman just staring at me? I got my Doberman staring at me in the face right here. My pug is like under my feet snoring, and my little mini pincher mix is right behind me, like up against my back. They're so funny. Hi, bud. Are you telling me my hair is messy? I know. Okay. So if I think of any other natural recommendations, other than those things, I'll let you know. Something else I love that's natural. I love acupuncture. Cannot say enough good things about acupuncture. Just make sure you go to a licensed acupuncturist or traditional Chinese medicine doctor that does acupuncture. Do your homework. Don't go to a quack. Love deep tissue massage, any kind of massage therapy. I like cupping therapy, which was in the news at the last Olympics because some of the athletes and swimmers did it. I've recently started doing cryotherapy, which I like. It's a little expensive for not knowing if it's working, but I do like it. I can't say for sure yes or no that it works. I would probably need a few more sessions. I really want to try floating therapy. There's a new-ish place here in Pittsburgh where they have floating therapy, and then there's like a Himalayan salt cave that it's also some kind of healing thing. I haven't tried either of those, but I'd like to. And my neurologist highly recommends pain management meditation and guided meditation for the reduction of pain and anxiety. So yeah, that's something easy that you can do at home, and it's one of those things, like so many of these things are, that it might not help, but it's not going to hurt. For most of these things, they may not be of great benefit to you, but most of them, I should say, are usually not going to harm you, so it's worth a shot. If you're anything like me, you're going to be willing to try whatever you can to feel better. And this is something I talked about the other day, because someone got sort of angry with me for like recommending things, and I said, I'm always transparent when I recommend things, whether or not I sell them, whether or not this is my personal opinion and my personal experience, or if it's something that's being cited as fact, I provide an article or a source to back it up. And I always am careful to say, like, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a medical professional, so ask your doctor before you try anything. I'm not against pharmaceutical drugs by any means, and I'm not against modern science and modern medicine by any means, and I'm not, like, anti-doctor. I don't know where this guy got this notion or what he was even referring to, because the tweet had no context. He was just kind of like, don't recommend anything to me, I live with pain, and it was a series of several tweets, and I got a little annoyed. If you saw whatever night this was, and I had posted something about you could be the juiciest, ripest peach in the world, and there's still someone that doesn't like peaches, and it was kind of just about, I sort of get sick of people coming on my page or going on my Twitter account and telling me what to say. Like, yes, everyone's entitled to free speech and to their opinion, and you're entitled to comment on things, and you're allowed to disagree or have a dissenting point of view, but it takes a certain amount of nerve to try to tell somebody on their own page, you should say this, you should not say this, you should post this, you should not post this. So I'm caring less and less about what people think. If you don't like something, either scroll past it or unfollow or unlike my page. It's really, I'm not going to lose sleep if someone's offended that I posted an article that has statistics about the new healthcare policy that, I mean, it's public knowledge. Anyone can go find the same article or turn on their news and hear the same thing. I mean, you know, I'm not going to be attacked for sharing information or for sharing my opinion on my own page. So just bear in mind that, you know, the things I share are from my experience. They're stemming from that, and they're stemming from my personal opinion, and they're stemming from my personal set of values, and all of these things may differ from yours. Your values may be different than mine. Your circumstances and your situation, your symptoms, your diagnosis, your treatments, any of it may be different than mine, and that's fine. I'm just sharing my story. That's all any of us can do. So just be mindful of that whenever I'm sharing information or recommending my suggestions. It's just my suggestions. Always talk to your doctor. Always bear in mind what your budget allows, what your personal belief system allows, and what your doctor says. Hold on one second. I have to let my one dog out. Come here, Brutus. Come here. Go outside. Okay, you coming? Come here, bud. Come here. You go outside? No. You don't want to be out in the snow, huh? Come here, do you? Come here. Come here. Nope. Okay. Guys, don't worry. I'm coming back. Here I come. Okay. Yeah, okay, so he's going to scratch to get back in like 2 seconds, so let me now refresh and take some more questions and respond to some more comments. Let's see. Oh no, he's out there barking. He better go to the bathroom quick. It is starting, the snow's starting here now. It's starting to pick up a lot heavier, guys. Let's see. So again, of course, the comments are out of order, which is very annoying, but let's see. So I addressed medical marijuana. I addressed what's the best natural remedy for pain, in my opinion. Guys, oh, okay. Charlene said that would be awesome. Are you talking about me visiting South Africa? Because that would be awesome. Sorry I'm not seeing these comments live. Ashley said I just started using it. I decided these pills weren't any better for me. I could see it helping. Great. I love to hear people's stories about, you know, what helps them and what doesn't help. And with something like medical marijuana, it's really interesting because it's still sort of new in the realm of medicine and pain management, so it's cool to hear people's differing experiences with it. I will say in terms of medical marijuana that I'm not trying to push it or promote it or anything like that, but I have heard and seen an overwhelmingly positive response to patients that have chronic illness that are using medical marijuana. Hold on, I'm going to let my dog in and then I will get back to your questions. I'm so sorry. Stay on, guys. Stay with me. Coming, Brutus. I'm coming. Hey, buddy. Okay. Okay. I'll be right back, guys. Come on. Okay. Come here, bud. Come here. Okay. All right. So, Brutus, move. Oh my goodness. He came in from the snow and now he's very excitable. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, Charlene said, I've had amazing results with biologics, changed my life, always wondered about medical marijuana, never tried it. I'm really glad that you've had such good experiences with biologics. A lot of people do, and we're very, very lucky to have those treatments available to us. Yeah, they can be really expensive and things like that, but when they work great. They can be life-saving, life-changing, and life-altering for so many people. So I'm always glad to hear of people's success with biologics. I sometimes have a problem with biologics. Personally, I've had a lot of reactions to them, so I've been in the process of trying to find medications that work for me. It seems like the anti-TNF drugs are pretty much a no-go for me, so I'm running out of options as far as treatments go, and I think that's why I gravitate so much towards alternative and holistic or integrative approaches. So that's even more bothersome than when people are criticizing me for those approaches. It's like, you know, they don't know my whole story. They don't know if I've exhausted every drug option out there. So for people to get mad about me talking about my experience with, you know, something like aromatherapy or cryotherapy or whatever, you know, you shouldn't judge someone else's journey because you don't know what somebody had to go through to get to where they are, or how long they've had the illness, or how many drugs they've tried, or, you know, why they are doing what they're doing or making the choices they're making. And that applies not just to health problems and the way that we manage those health problems. It also just applies to life, you know. You don't know why somebody makes the choices they make. So that's something I try to remember in regards to like things in the news and politics and things like that. I try to remember that not everyone's life experiences are the same, and usually people's life experiences are what shape their values, you know, as are people's backgrounds and things like that. So I try never to judge people for their beliefs. So I can disagree with somebody's beliefs, and I do very much and very frequently, but that doesn't mean that I have any less respect for the person, or that I dislike them or anything like that. And so the same should be applied, you know, in regards to people's medical choices as well. You know, so again, although I don't typically use opiates or narcotics, I understand that there's a need for them and that some people have no other option. And therefore, I might not agree with taking them regularly or taking them unnecessarily, but it doesn't mean I disagree with the idea of opioids or that I somehow have some kind of dislike for or disdain for people that use them. You know, our personal choices are just that. They are our personal choices, and no one else gets to tell us how to think or how to feel or how to live our lives or how to treat our conditions. So you know, I just want to encourage everyone to be mindful of that, you know, before criticizing other people's choices about treatments, or criticizing people's points of view on things relating to healthcare or their medical journey, because you really never know what someone else is dealing with privately. I mean, that's what this all boils down to. Let's see. Taking more comments now. Sorry that I have to keep refreshing. Charlene said, sorry to hear that you have not had success with biologics. That is a fear that it eventually will not work in the future for me. I hope that's not the case. I hope it always works for you. These drugs can plateau. Sometimes they just lose efficacy, and that's something that has been kind of a problem point for biologics for a long time. However, if it's reassuring to you at all, I know people that have been on certain biologics for decades, pretty much since the biologics came out, and they have done wonderfully. I'm kind of, I think, I don't know, but I think probably an exception to the rule. I tend to either not respond to these drugs in the sense that they just don't work for me, or I tend to have bad, scary, kind of like allergic-ish reactions to them where they're not safe. So I certainly don't think that's the norm, and I hope that they continue to work for you and everyone else that's taking them. Let me refresh again, see what questions or comments I missed. It's really annoying to have to do it this way, but you know, when technology is not cooperating, you got to do what you can do. Charlene said she puts turmeric on everything. Good call, because it's supposed to be really good for RA and other inflammatory conditions. Jen said there's a line of products in the market with medical marijuana inside of it, but I'm afraid to order because it's against the law in my state. Same here, girl. I feel ya. Some of the components are legal. You have to look into it. So I think if it has cannabis oil in it, I don't want to say actually, because I don't know what's legal state to state. Just use discretion and educate yourself about the laws. Yeah, I don't know, because it is different state to state. Sorry, my dog is, he's like, right, and he wants to be a star. Do you want to be a star on Facebook? Oh my goodness. So funny. Let's see. I feel like maybe I'm missing some comments. I don't know. I will, oh, okay. Yeah, Jen said I'm not against medicine either. It's just harder to get medical pain medicine in our country. Do you mean marijuana? I'm sorry, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm reading the comment wrong. Charlene said, I'm loving all the natural remedy advice. Thank you. You're very welcome. I do rely heavily on natural remedies in addition to my pharmaceutical drugs. Let me refresh. Since we have some people participating, I want to make sure that I'm getting to everything. I think I answered all of the questions that I'm seeing. If I didn't answer your question, please repost it so that I see it and so that I can be sure to answer it. In the meantime, I'll just talk a little bit, see if any more questions come in. I am scheduled for my knee replacement. I think I told you guys that, maybe not. I'm scheduled to have my knee replaced. Sorry, I was rubbing my eyes. On July 11th. So a little nervous for that. I'm oddly a little bit excited and a little bit scared. It's going to be a tough recovery for me. I have a lot of very complex issues going on with my knee, a little bit more than is the norm. So it's going to be tough. And I have a lot of foot and ankle problems on that leg. So the rehab process is going to be difficult. You know, they tell most people 2 to 3 month recovery, total recovery. For me, it's gonna be more like 3 to 4 month total recovery. You know, and it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be really hard to wait until July, but it was the only time that would work out because of some vacations that were already planned. And things like that. So I'm really hoping that my knee holds up until July 11th and that it doesn't ruin my trips coming up to Montreal and family weekends in Ohio and, you know, a 2-week vacation to Hilton Head Island and maybe a trip with my mom. I just don't want my knee to ruin any of that, but, you know, at the same time, I can't really have the surgery any sooner, so it kind of is what it is. I've done the Synvisc chicken fat injections several times, and I've had 2 orthoscopic surgeries already. I may try the steroid injections again. I've done it before, but I may try it again one more time, maybe this or next week before my July surgery. And I am nervous. Like, a total joint replacement is a really big deal, especially when you're only in your early 30s. And I'm not going to be able to stay in my house just because of the way my house is laid out. I'm going to have to stay with my parents for, like, who knows, 2 or 3 weeks, probably at least. Won't be able to drive for 6 weeks, so relying on home care for physical therapy or relying on people for rides. I mean, it's going to be kind of tough. And I'm worried a little bit about the levels of pain. Like I said, I don't really like taking opiates, and I get sort of allergic reactions to a lot of medications. A lot of opioids and narcotics make me very itchy and hivey, and just the whole thing makes me nervous. I don't like anesthesia. Gives me major anxiety. Brutus, get your nose out of there. So I am nervous about it. I have to have a lot of different doctors sign off. before the procedure. So it's a lot to plan for and a lot to think about. I'm still looking into stem cell therapy. I'm still going to a consult for that and going to a seminar for that, because if it doesn't help this knee, which I don't think it will, it might help my other knee and it might help my foot or other joints. So I still want to learn about it. I am still waiting to get a final carcinoid test scheduled. Hopefully they're calling me tomorrow and I can get that scheduled this or next week. The nurse from my gastroenterologist office called and said that nothing looked too alarming in my colonoscopy and endoscopy results, you know, the biopsies and pathology that was sent out. So she's going to call me tomorrow to go over it in more detail, and hopefully I will get to see that report soon. I'll be curious to see if the status of my celiac related symptoms have improved at all. So I might have some more updates after all of that goes. In the meantime, I'm dealing with some family members being sick as well, so it's been a lot of worry, you know, worrying about my own health and worrying about other people's health and trying to be there for everybody, and trying to live a normal and productive life. You know, I really try to stay ambitious and productive, but it's so hard when you're feeling sick or in pain all the time and worrying about medical stuff and going to doctor's appointments. You know, but I'm keeping up my work with the autoimmune registry and promoting my 3 books. Most of you know, but for those who don't, I have 2 health memoirs out. One's funny, one's not funny. They're called Sick Idiot and Chronically Positive. I also have a fiction book out, a post-apocalyptic fiction memoir, or I'm sorry, a post-apocalyptic fiction novel called To Exist. And I'm currently working on the very early stages of my next fiction novel, and have been in the process of working behind the scenes on a fashion-related book project relating to fashion and beauty, ableism in those industries, and how chronic illness and pain can affect our self-esteem and body image, and also our fashion and beauty choices. I'm a little deflated today because I found out that a fellow patient advocate and blogger is working on a similar book project, and I don't want to do away with my idea. It's already in the works, and I also don't want to step on anyone else's toes, because I recognize how hard it is to write a book and get a book published. So I'm kind of in a rough spot with that. I'm hoping that our 2 books are different enough where we can cross-promote and help each other, you know, market each other's books together and kind of collaborate in that way. I feel bad, and it's disappointing, you know, to me also, because it's hard when you pour your heart and soul into working on something and then find out that someone else, you know, may be doing something similar. You feel disappointed for yourself, and then you also feel bad that you're kind of, you know, in a sense doing the same thing in reverse to them. But I read a wonderful article once at a publishing conference that basically was about this very issue, and it said, you know, you could give 30 writers the same exact topic and even the same book title, and all of them will write a different book. You know, everyone has a different story, so that's how I'm trying to approach that. Yeah, so we'll see where that all goes. You can find my books on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart.com, Kindle, Nook, Jet.com, Books A Million, and a bunch of indie bookstores, or my websites. Let me refresh and see if I have any new comments, questions, concerns. Charlene, thank you. She said, good luck for my operation, talking about my knee replacement. Thank you very much. Lisa said, I'm also going to need a knee replacement. Good luck, Lisa. I tried to put off the knee replacement for as much as possible. As you know, though, once you get to the point where you need it, you kind of need it, and it's really hard to put it off any longer. So good luck, and I'll be happy to answer any questions for you that I can. Obviously, I haven't had it done yet, so I can only answer questions so far as what I've gone through so far. They do say always, though, to wait as long as humanly possible to have the total replacement. The longer you can hold off, the better, but some of us don't have the luxury of holding off, you know, too long. I've needed it probably since I was early 20s, and I'm now 33, so I mean, I've held off for a very long time, probably over a decade now. So it seems like I'm having it done very early at a very young age, but in reality, I've put it off for a really long time. Lisa asked what I do for fibromyalgia. I don't technically have fibromyalgia, Lisa. I was misdiagnosed with fibromyalgia in college, but I do have muscle pain and dystonia. So some of those symptoms are similar to fibro, and when when they did misdiagnose me with fibro, I was having success with physical therapy and massage therapy, so and also acupuncture. So those three things to me are a godsend for all of these conditions: massage, acupuncture, and physical therapy. And I think sometimes essential oils can help in terms of just relaxation and stress reduction and helping you sleep. There are other essential oils that can help with energy. Some of them can be used topically for pain relief. Nutrition plays a huge role in so many health problems, so that's something to consider. I'm looking to see if I have any other comments or questions that I didn't respond to. I don't think I did. But again, if you asked me something and I didn't see it or I didn't answer it, please, please repost it. Oh yeah, Charlene asked where you can get my books. You can get them on Amazon. All three of them are on Amazon. My new ones, whenever they're out, they'll be on Amazon too. Also Barnes & Noble, Walmart.com, a few other sites. If you search my name on Google, you can also just type my name and click books or click shop now, and it should take you to a listing of all my books, and it'll have a price comparison. You can follow me on Goodreads or Amazon Author Central. It has a lot of updates. My websites are abshuck.com and arthritisashley.com, so I also post book updates there. You spell my name, ASHLEYBOYNES-SHUCK if you want to search where to buy my books. Thank you for asking. Jen said she was able to be on low pain medicine, tramadol, for months, had to go back up to hydrocodone because pain got bad and had to start being drug tested. Yeah, it's a shame. The state of pain management in this country is not great. Too often doctors are overprescribing or misprescribing opiates and narcotics. However, a lot of patients have no choice but to take these pain medications because there is no other treatment option on the market, and not a ton of research is being done into chronic pain. It's so frustrating, so frustrating. We need more research being done on how to fix pain. You know, the opioid epidemic is a huge problem, but a lot of people that become addicted to opioids are addicted because they started taking them for legitimate reasons of pain or after an injury or an illness. So yes, that's part of the problem, but so is the fact that so far there is no cure for chronic pain, and there really should be. It's a huge epidemic. The pain problem is as big of or a bigger deal in this country than the opioid problem, but nobody wants to talk about it. It's a shame. I wish there were less people sick and in pain, and I wish there were more options for people with chronic pain, and unfortunately there's just not, you know. Lisa said she already had cervical fusion on C4, C5, C6. Yeah, neck and spine surgeries are not fun, Lisa. I can sort of relate. I had a surgery for my brain and neck in 2011. It was a brain decompression, and also they resected or removed my C1 vertebrae. So it was actually a duroplasty and a laminectomy, and I still have a lot of neck issues since then. So sorry that you had to go through that, and good luck with your knee replacement if you get it done. Just going to check and see if I have more questions. I'm probably going to go offline soon here. My husband wants to go get coffee in a little bit, but I'm in my sweat still with unwashed hair and kind of sore, kind of not feeling great today. And it is starting to snow more, so I don't know if I'm going to take him up on his coffee offer, which is so rare. because usually I jump on the chance to go get coffee or get free food or anything like that, or just to spend time with my hubby. He usually works evenings. He's a school teacher, and then he goes straight to his second job afterwards as a personal trainer, so it's rare that he's home in the evenings, so maybe I will go with him, but I don't know. Let's see. Well, I don't think I have any new comments. I will refresh just a couple more times here to make sure. Let's see. Again, excuse my appearance today, but it is one of those days. Charlene said my hair looks good. She's a hairstylist. I saw that one of my girlfriends was on here briefly. Her name is Kristen. She's my best friend since, like, we've been friends since kindergarten, and really good friends since really middle school, high school. And she owns a hair salon. Shout out to Contempo Artistries in Greensburg, PA. She might beg to differ that my hair looks good. It looked good a week ago when she did it. I went and got my hair done. I feel bad though because she spends so much time making my hair look pretty, and then I just like let it air dry and go a day or two without washing it and throw it in a messy bun or ponytail all the time. I don't think she's on the chat anymore, but she'd get a kick out of you saying my hair looks good. But I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And anyone in the Pittsburgh area, go check out Kristen's salon. Her name is Kristen Varoli, and she's the lead stylist and the owner at Contempo Artistries. On Facebook, they are Contempo Artistries Salon and Spa, so check them out. And that's really cool that you're a hairdresser, Charlene. I would never be able to do hair. First of all, I'm not skilled at it. I don't have the skill set or the talent for it. As you could tell, I can't even do my own hair. I like doing makeup, but hair and nails, forget it. And I could never stand on my feet all day and use my hands like that all day. I mean, part of the reason I always let my hair air dry or just wear it in a bun is because it hurts my arms, my shoulders, and my wrists and fingers to style my hair. It actually hurts to dry my hair and brush it and curl it. So that's actually something I talked about in a recent article in my book, is that there aren't even a ton of adaptive styling tools and things like that for hair and makeup and things like that. Like, there's a lot of ergonomic and adaptive, like kitchen devices and cooking utensils and things like that, but there's not a ton of options for people that need help doing their hair, doing their makeup, getting dressed. I mean, there's some stuff out there. The Arthritis Foundation has their ease of use recommendations, and this is something that fashion designer Michael Kaluva and I talked about in a recent Healthline article, is the lack of adaptive and inclusive fashion and beauty designs and products. But it is an interesting topic that should be explored further, and I want to continue doing that. If you want to check out that article, it's on Healthline. His name is Michael Kaluva of Tumblr and Tipsy. He is shown at New York Fashion Week. He helped launch model Kendall Jenner's career. He has RA himself, so he has a great story, and he does a lot of work with Creaky Joints. Creaky Joints is a nonprofit for RA. Well, guys, my phone is actually dying, and I've been on here for about an hour, which is so much longer than I intended. So I'll try to get back to any comments I missed or any that come in after the fact. And let's see, I will do a quick giveaway here. How about this? If you want to be entered to win a copy of my memoir, Sick Idiot, just leaving a comment saying enter or entered, and I will put your names in a random name generator tomorrow and select a winner that way. If you've already read Sick Idiot and you want one of my other 2 books, let me know. If you've read all 3 of my books, sorry, at that point, I really appreciate your support and it's awesome, but I can't substitute a prize there, so maybe you can give one of them away to a friend or a family member who might like them. So if you want to be entered to win one of my books, again, that you're just entering for the chance to win, there'll be one winner. Leave a comment saying entered, and I will pick a winner tomorrow by using a random name generator, which I will screenshot so you guys can see it so it's fair, and I will have the book shipped to your house directly. The giveaway is for Sick Idiot. However, if you've already read it, let me know and you can have one of the other 2. And all I ask is that once you read it, you leave a review on Amazon. So good luck to you all. I will be looking for your entries. Again, just comment with the word entered, and I will pick a winner tomorrow. Happy early St. Patrick's Day, and stay warm and stay safe if you are in a snow zone. Thank you all for joining in, and look forward to some new blog posts from me this week and a new Healthline article. Don't forget to check out the autoimmune registry, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thank you for your support, and thank you for listening. Nice chatting with you guys. Bye-bye.